wacky bits. Hey everybody, MBG here today with a video showcase of my Chaos-themed Counts as Space Marines Super Friends list. If you listen to the Forge Narrative podcast, you probably heard of us talking about this Super Friends list for quite a while now. And, I'm not really into painting Loyalist Space Marines. I've had many Chaos armies, the Khorne and my Iron Warriors for 10 plus years, and I'm just not going to buy into Space Marines, so I haven't, and I'm just going to, a Space Marine in power armor with bolt pistol close combat weapon or a bolter is a Space Marine for any army as far as I'm concerned. So in the days of Counts As, I'm just going to go ahead and run it like that. So this is my Counts As Space Marine army, Chaos themed, of course. The Space Wolf contingent is Iron Wolves, of course, the Iron Warriors, led by the Bear Lord right here with two Fenrisian Wolves, which I actually used the the Renegade Ogren Handler of Khorne from the Vrak series Forge World. I used those guys, painted them up as Fenrisian Wolves, and then I've got my my Chapter Master here with a or Bear Lord rather, with a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. Just some older stuff I painted a long time ago and just kind of brought it up to speed, which is what the game's kind of about. You kind of take existing models, splash in some of the new stuff that you can paint up, and then just kind of go from there. So I also have a Wolf Priest right here with a runic weapon, of course, to try to keep all those psychic powers from getting off. Then we've got the White Scars contingent for the Loyalist Space Marine Codex there. Khorne being White Scars. Khorne, Karn, Khan, it's all about the same, right? So this is actually Koshero Khan here on a on the Moondraken, of course, with the Praise Bane and somebody's head right there. Yeah, so it's a little Juggernaut conversion I had from way back in the day that just kind of suits this pretty well. And then I've got the Command Squad as well with some Storm Shields and custom Grav Guns here that I converted out of Deathmark. I don't know if you can see them there, but some Necron Deathmark and Plasma Pistol bits at the end there. So that's that squad there. Then we got a couple Rhinos full of guys for coming and outflanking, which is all the troops. A Rhino with a 5-man Wolf Guard squad. Let's see what else we got. Or Grey Hunters rather. And then 2 Stalker tanks for some AA. Thunderfire cannon. Modeled after Iron Warriors, of course. Now, granted, that is the Loyal Space Marine side, but I wasn't about to paint on my heavies in Khorne colors because everybody knows that just isn't going to work. So, of course, my heavies, even though they're Loyal Space Marine and generally stay in the backfield or come off from reserves, are painted up in Iron Warriors colors, even though they are technically White Scars and should be red. But we're not going to paint heavies red. That just doesn't work for me. So another Rhino there. There's actually an extra Rhino. I painted up an extra Rhino. I don't know why. I just did. It just happened. But I'm okay with it because I got to really try out doing some steels and some yellows and things, and I think it turned out great. I hope you agree as well. So that's pretty much the list. We'll get into the actual models themselves and do some close-ups here in a second. Okay, so here's the heavy support contingent for my Super Friends list here, which you can kind of see is obviously the Iron Warriors I was talking about. This was actually the first time I painted yellow, and I got a lot of tips from Kenny Boucher at Next Level Painting, which was actually the last army I featured on here was his White Scars Super Friends list, which is pretty much the same as what this is, just, Loyalist and like Chaos, so it is what it is. Of course, his stuff looks way better than mine. I can't even hold a candle to his stuff, but I was super happy with the way it turned out and the skills that I acquired painting this. So I'm just very fortunate to have him as a friend and to be able to get advice on the fly when I need it from him. So thank you, Kenny, for that. So these guys are actually they're pretty fun to paint. Like I said, they got some new airbrush stuff, and I got some of the older guys I painted by hand there. You can kind of see the other Rhino I painted up there. The hazard striping really turned out well in my opinion, and I'm super happy with it. There's the Khorne guys. They kind of form the backbone of the army. Being White Scars, they're able to outflank from any direction in Rhinos. And they got a couple flamers in there, a couple meltas, just to kind of do some work where the my opponent might not expect it. Then the Bear Lord with Fenrisian Wolves, which I kind of went over earlier, the old Renegade Ogren guys. Right there with the gentleman with the horny helmet to the right is the chapter master for the White Scars with the Shield Eternal, and then of course this guy right here is Khorne or Khorne, or Khorne, whichever version you're looking at there, and then the command squad all around him with grab weapons and storm shields. You can kind of see the gentleman with the skull in the back there. That's the apothecary, and I converted him up with some apothecary bits. Don't think he has a narthecium, but he's got a couple different bits there that are pretty cool. So I was pretty proud of that one. And then we go over to the Khorne Rhinos, my old Khorne Rhinos. I didn't really do those new. That was some old airbrush work. Didn't exactly know how to do the airbrush, so overcompensated with bits and different things like that. That they kind of, you don't need the tricks when you know how to airbrush like that. You don't really need to put a bunch of stuff on there. You can just make it look good like normal. So. That's pretty much the army. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it's pretty powerful when you get in on people, and can do a lot of work. So that's pretty much it for this video showcase. Make sure you stay in the trenches. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out the blog.spikybits.com, and listen to our podcast, forgenarrative.net. Spiky Bits.